Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to All Will Fall. I'm AxionEvolved, and it's a rainy day. We're back in it. I have been itching to get back into this game. I had so much fun, and I just can't. I had a bunch of other stuff going on, but today we're back in it, and we'll just hop right into it. So, last time we kind of tried to sort food, water, wood. Right? Those are kind of the big early game parts. So we got lots of wood collectors, we got boats, we've got stuff that can't be collected, right? So now I think we need to start kind of planning for the future, right? Eventually we want to get over here. There's a bunch of stuff that we want to get, and I think our biggest obstacle to that is that we don't have strong enough materials, right? So maybe well, okay. First things first, let's get some of this going. We need to process something. So, looking at my needs here, junk is pretty easy to get, but that kind of sets up like a whole thing with power, right? And while I'm not resistant to power, obviously we got some stuff going. I want to do this in a deliberate way, where we're not kind of just we're not just like making it up as we go, right? So let's see here. So we can use water and wood to make 10. So the way a lot of this stuff works is you kind of have two types of power generation, basically. I'll say they're maybe called active and passive, right? So over here, you see a water wheel, you see turbines. This is what I would say is more like passive power generation, right? So it requires, in this case, wind. I imagine, okay, it needs rain, right? Which you can probably do something kind of cool with roofs, kind of like how we did here. Like we got passive, no, I should pause this. We have passive water collection going on. And then over here is more of like the active type stuff, right? I would consider this active because you have to assign a person to it, but steam generators, you're taking, these more or less give you some power for free, asterisk, whereas these require some kind of input to produce power. And then down here in the middle, this is where you store the power, right? So that's kind of how I look at things. Obviously it gets better as you go farther down, but definitely definitely want to not. We don't have a huge population yet, so it's kind of hard to maybe get into the more active stuff. Like this requires two workers, right? I don't think we're quite ready for that, so I may look into some water wheels. That does take rain, and yeah, we don't have a lot of rain in the forecast outside of these, like this next day. So probably going to do some wind and maybe some hamster wheels. Hamster wheels, they do require a person, but they give you like a constant output. I don't have the metal. It's kind of like the next big resource we need to get the gravity batteries. So maybe power we'll kind of hold off on. Everything's kind of pointing to the electric junk catcher. We can get this with the hamster wheel, like 1-to-1, it's fine. So I guess let's roll with this. That should be fine. I think that's enough for right now. And then, I kind of want to play around. So there's also a couple things I want to accomplish in this game. Number one, I don't know how, as the levels drops, you get more and more of the terrain exposed.
Today was
and
a good day.
It's hard to kind of see what may be in there. But I want to play with these blockers, right? Blockers, deflectors, harpoons. Like I want to create almost like a, I don't know if kill box is the right word, right? But somewhere where floating junk kind of coalesces, and we can just get like a crane to just pick it all up. Super passive, but always kind of going. So that's something we're going to be looking at. For now, though, while they're all sleeping, I want to explore this. So if I do, there's not like a good angle here, is there? So that goes... Well, here, let's just do this. Okay, so this goes right onto... if I do that, and I do... At the right level? If I do that, can I span this with wood? That's the question. And the answer is yes. Awesome. Okay, so what we're going to do... I also want some stairs. So we'll do that so that in the morning, people can just come over here and start working. They should be able to get in. I believe they can break that out. I lied. They can't break that out. Okay, let's do this. Let's bring them alongside over here because I believe they can get to this. Yeah. So they'll start clearing that stuff up. There's a box in here that we're going to want to get to. So I think it's just easy peasy right there. Housing and food were good. We have 2 people unassigned. I think... What do we have unlocked right now? Do we have... Please help us. Ooh, is this more people? 2 sailors, 20 influence. Some loyalty. Go down on our rations a little bit. Or get a boat. We want influence or do we want a boat? I say we just take the boat.
A pretty normal decision
honestly.
under pretty unusual
We take the boat. We throw the sailors in there. Boom. We're gonna need to make a house though. And how dangerous are we feeling? You know, just kind of do a little something like that. I think that should be fine. That'll be fine. They'll be fine. All right, so let's fast forward to the morning. I'm super glad that we're getting a bunch of water right now.
Construction completed.
Because that's just going to make things a lot easier on us. Like, look at this. 30 there. 116
Rise
there.
and shine, everyone.
Okay, so did this... That boat got out. Perfect. We want the junk. We want the junk. Kind of want a bunch of this junk. Just so we can have it, you know? So now let's see. What are you saying? Waiting for dock, whatever. I also want to increase this priority. So hopefully people go over there and do that. Looks like they are. Okay, so another thing I was worried about is our food production. There's not too much I can do for that right now. I can do the greenhouse, but that'll kind of take some water, but maybe it's fine. The only problem is it does take 2 people. And it needs sun. Well, can you fit in here? Looks like you can. So let's do that for now. I think that'll be fine. We'll just throw in those 2 people. And we can take some sailors out as needed for other things. But we're going to need more workers, honestly. That's one thing I'm realizing we're kind of short on. Because they do a lot of like the, I don't know, we could call it menial tasks, let's say. But things like, I think a lot of different classes can build. Or maybe they can't. Maybe it is only workers that can build. I don't know. I have to look into that more. I'd love to get this out of the way, this broken wall, and this broken wall. Really, all 3 of these. I'd love to get them out of the way, but we need the junk, the metal gathering hut, right? Is that what it says? It kind of tells you what you need. Like if I go to the priorities here, yeah. So metal gathering hut, metal boat, metal crane, advanced crane, yeah, advanced demo hut. All buildings we do not have. Okay. What is it saying? This building is interactable. That's fine. I just need all those people to start getting rid of all of that stuff. Demo hut. Why did that just go away? No, you're harvesting that. I don't know. That's so interesting. Super jazzed that this actually works though. So that makes me wonder about this. Is this too far? This feels too far. It's a bridge too far when you have no wood. But luckily we got the woodcatcher right here, so that's kind of nice. What is in here? One engineer. And we've got what? Just the one woodcatcher currently? Oh, look, we're going to get some kind of area over here. We do have a tide lowering. Yeah, this is a sea level drop, not low tide. So we should get like this next story down uncovered. You know what? Let's prioritize that. Get some of this wood. Let's get some of this wood. Whatever we can get. And this is what I mean, right? If we had those chains or whatever right here, or even like funneling them into a smaller area with a crane, maybe that's what we'll end up doing here. We'll put like a wooden crane down here and make this just like a gathering area. Although, now that I'm thinking about it, the gravity batteries here, how you store power, they work better based on height, right? So the higher up you go, right now, like this is, they need to like be able to hang off, right? So that's looking pretty good. People want more water. We're surrounded by effing water. Yeah. I don't know how well that's going to be taken. I don't, in principle, have a problem giving a faction more water. Maybe. So I'm of two minds here right now, right? Do I want to? Because we have another. What is this? Little celebration good for morale. Okay, whatever, that's fine. Reach 15 happiness, right? So do I want to turbo run? So like maybe just give sailors 2 water, or do I want to? You know what? I'm just gonna do that. I think let's just speed run this. We'll put them at 2 water. That will increase obviously the amount that we're consuming, and we are not going to have a lot of rain in the forecast. So we have the wood boiler. That's good. That should be fine. It'll be fine for now. I just worry about longer term. What are you saying? Dock is inaccessible. Inaccessible because there's some stuff there. Idling. What do you mean you're idling? There's so much stuff to be had. Just floating around. Our food and water, so obviously our water is extra high right now, but our food isn't. And we're like almost there, right? Consumption's about 16 a day. We're producing about 16 a day. I think that'll kind of work itself out. I'd love for this thing to be done. Make a... So my problem with this, though, is that we're going to run out of... I know, they're taking everything out. Okay, cool. We're going to need people for this, and I don't know where to remove the people from. Maybe I take... Well, we're going to need more than 2 people, right? How many... What is this? Oh, that's the decoration. How many people does this take? See, this takes 2 people, and I need a 3rd person to go on the hamster wheel. So where am I going to bring... I guess I'm going to have to get 3 sailors. The boats are nice, but we have 4 of them, right?
Research completed.
Oh, thank God. Research complete. Okay. What else do we want to work... You know what? I kind of want to get this stuff. The support buildings are kind of important because if you're looking at the difference here, you have... These are kind of support blocks, these are kind of like paths. And I believe that these are both to an extent. So, yeah. Stuff that I just want to kind of get going. Alright, so we need to get the junk catcher. We've got a lot of junk, but it should be fine, right? Where's the next? Let's see here. So in order to get this, you know what? I'm going to skip that. I actually want to do this instead. You need something in this line to unlock this line, right? Metal crane, wood crane. I actually think... So the way a wood crane, or a crane in general works, is you can set it up, you know, somewhere up high, and it will then gather all the stuff below it. So it's kind of an easier way to harvest all this stuff rather than having people come over. The downside to that being, I think it's like slower maybe, but you don't need to build all the pathing. So I'm tempted. I do have the wood. How can I get, you know what, if I do something like this. No. Nope, I don't want to be. I think I want to be this way. Wait. Let's think here. I almost want it to be like that. But then they need to... Maybe I'll do it like... Come up right here. You know what? We can just make this work. We can just do that. Wood. There we go. And we'll put that there. And then people can come up here and grab this stuff. And once this is cleared out, we could probably get to a crane. I know I said I was going to put a wind turbine up here, and I probably still will. But I at least want to gather this stuff. So that should be good for now. We're going to get the junk catcher. I'm still like very wary about the amount of people that takes. Ooh, a little stuttery here in this storm. You know, I did see that there was people having some stuttering issues. And, you know, I'm not on like a super top of the line rig, but, you know, I've got like a 4080 and a 7950X, so I don't know. I've heard some people say that the storms cause their stuff to lag. I saw a little bit of it. Yeah, like it's kind of stuttering for me. I do know that the devs of this game have been just shooting out the patches, like almost like every day, every other day. So I've got a lot of faith that they're gonna kind of work through this, which is actually very heartening to see that they're trying so hard to kind of at least capitalize on, I assume, the success they're having from this game launching last week. So that's pretty nice. Okay, so what do we have coming up? We have, see, like it. On one hand, it'd be nice to already have a wind turbine up, but on the other hand, it's like, what are we gonna, you know, A, we don't have anything consuming power. B, we don't have any way to store that power, right? So that kind of is what it is. I think this is gonna be a big deal, dropping the sea level, because that'll end at, we'll let it go through the night,
Time to rest, people.
It'll just be good because then it'll increase the amount of space down here that we can use to grab stuff, which I think is super necessary, right?
Keep your people happy.
Alright, so we got the water thing going. That's great. Let's kind of skip through all their little revelry and their... I'm loving this water, though. How much water we're getting. We also have some water up here. Right? What is this? 40 water? That's really nice. What else we got? Junk, a bunch of wood, scrap. Perfect. I want all of that. And, yeah, everything's good. I think once we can kind of clear out this kind of stuff, like, I mean, that's just straight up metal, you know? We're gonna need all that. Advanced buildings will need metal. Yes.
Work time starts now.
Okay. Advanced buildings will need metal. Try looking around finding some spots or like researching a special crane, tools for boats, or how to deconstruct walls for it. Got that. We need to get 50 metal eventually, right? Now, there are a couple ways to do that. Metal gathering hut, you can gather metal. Metal crane, you can also gather metal. Metal boat, you can also gather metal, right? So, can you deconstruct boats? I don't think I've ever looked into that. I don't see why you couldn't. Interesting. Well, we got more than 50 metal sitting right here. And to get down to here, yeah, we just need this to finish. And we should be able to get into here. I don't know. So, in our current setup, the metal boat might be better. We can kind of just deallocate some sailors from the simple boats and put them in the metal boats. Because then we can get things like, well, like this, for example, right? 24 metal. But you need a metal boat, right? Or a harpoon or any of that stuff. God, harpoons, that's something I really want to play with. I think that's going to be super cool. It just sounds like it'd be super cool. Like look at this, you know? All this stuff comes through here, right down the middle of our city here. So if we could block this off, it's like child's play. You probably don't even need the crane, honestly. You could just have an area for your boats to just come and harvest out of, you know? it'll be like super nice. Okay, how are we doing here? Do I have anybody harvesting over here? Like, what's going on? You know what I need is more people. Oh, they can get up and down the levels, though. Maybe not to the tippy top. Yeah, they're fine. They're fine. They're harvesting wood rubble from somewhere. Must be like in there. Oh, they're getting all this stuff out the windows. Okay. It pains me to see all this stuff go by, but we don't have anything we can do about it yet. I do know. Oh, we need more storage. Okie dokie. Well, let's give you guys more storage. Wherever that may be. Yeah, we definitely need more storage. And I'd love my research to go quicker. Ooh, okay, let's see the sea level start to drop. That's something I have been waiting on. Present to me new lands. Man, look at all this stuff, man. All this junk. Look at this building over here. A steel cable. Buildings get plus 150% range, plus 15% production speed. Interesting. Look at that. There's crates. These crates are something kind of special because they allow, or they create kind of like it's goods. They create events, so to speak. Okay. Yes. So another consideration is actually moving these down so that there's not as much travel time. But yeah, this is what I was talking about. Look at how much is being exposed. And this is all stuff we're going to want. So, I guess there's a good face for this. I guess right here. Just kind of go down. It's not going to like it, so we'll do that. Boom. Now we're safe. And now we should have people coming down eventually. Yeah, I think they can get there. Seems the sea levels drop, which means we can now safely build in those new areas. Sea level will drop over time, revealing new areas, resources, and events. Changing tides will only go up to the sea level or below it. So yeah, so once this is exposed, it's exposed forever. And you can kind of tell because there's no like moss or anything. Oh, let's actually take a look around. Yeah, so a lot of this is now exposed. Well, there's a lot of stuff out this way. Okay. Couple buildings. I'm eyeing this building maybe for like a crazy housing thing. So we'll see about that. These are kind of cool because not only can you harvest them, but if you don't harvest them, you can put water production buildings around them and they get a buff. This is like the ultimate objective, or at least the first objective, is to get into this building once the sea level goes down enough. So yeah, slowly but surely, but we need to start getting over here too. We'll be able to get a bunch of sand, a little bit of wood out of this. I mean, I think it's only like 20-ish wood. What are you? 20, 24. Ooh. What is this, like a train? Ooh, that's interesting. I wonder what we could do with this.
New buildings available.
Just kind of like a long, flat area.
Even more resources to build.
Okay, so now is where we need to make the decision. I think metal boat is probably the best course of action. It obligates a lot of our junk, and it lets us harvest metal, or at least metal that's going to be in this at this level, right? Is there anything like over here? A lot of wood rubble. Oh, like it can even start getting some of this if we tell it to. What's this? Okay, yeah, here you go. The boats can grab this stuff. Yeah, perfect. Okay, I think metal boats is the way to go. Okay. We should eventually start getting some sand from down below as well. I don't even know how much we're gathering at all. I could really use more people. I think that's kind of the biggest issue I have right now, is just the lack of people. Let's see if we can kind of fast forward to the morning.
Good job, everyone. Enough work for today.
I'm kind of debating what to do with this area right here. Let's get yellow crates. We'll do. Probably just deobligate 2 people for a while and just go over there. Maybe I'll take these 2 people. The thing is, you need 2 people from the same faction. You can't just send 2 random people, right? Oh, that's where it goes. Okay. And it gets the water. Oh, that's where the people live. Okay. Word spreads. Yes. Okay. Okay, hold on. I'm waiting for it to be 6. All right, we'll get back to work.
What a beautiful
All right, so 3 engineers and 1 engineer happiness. 3 engineers, and we get some goods. Goods, influence, or we send them away. I think I don't think sending them away is a thing that's worthwhile, but I want to get goods because there are traveling traders that come around and you can buy things with goods. So I think that's the way to go. We do need an additional housing unit.
People will believe that you're right.
Which,
am I right?
You know, that'll be easy enough. I should probably start getting like decent houses soon. And then I need to put a way to get up here. Just do something kind of crazy. Something like that. That should be fine. Just assume someone's going to get to that. Yeah, I think somebody will get to that. Okay, who do I have in here? 2 workers. Okay, I'm going to take those workers out for now. And I'm going to send them over to here. Oh no, I have 2 engineers. Never mind, I forgot I just got those guys. Okay, so I have 1 engineer unobligated. That's fine. Well, let's get those workers going over there. Are they over there? Yeah. Yeah, they are. Let's see what are... Okay, so here's another thing you can see, right? So we're in a low tide, right? And you can tell that this isn't permanently open because it's all covered in like algae, right? So when it's permanently uncovered, it'll clear off. But when it's all algified, all
Building
green,
completed.
gunked up, then you'll know it's going to come back. The high tide, right? So you got to be kind of careful when you're sending people out to do this kind of stuff. Yeah, okay. So we can get a kind of a better... Oh, these are hollow. Oh, there's got to be something we can do, like on the inside here. Maybe this will be like a housing tract. Dude, what are you complaining about? You have a house. What's this? Lock safe. Okay. We found a hidden safe. We should open it as... see what's inside. Okay, maybe we can break into it. Don't have a wood presser. Engineers can probably open it. They're not happy. They hate me. We need tools. We don't have tools. I also can't... Okay, so we're just going to let that be until one of those conditions is met. What are you? A valuable crate. Science and people to investigate what's inside the mysterious building. Got it. I don't think it's fully open yet. It just happens to be open because of the tide. So this is like a red herring. It wants us to focus on this. We logistically can't do that just yet. Here's another valuable crate. This might be something we can... Oh, this needs fuel and tools. Okay. At least it's all out in the open. This is the other valuable crate that I want to try to get to. This one... we might also be able to get to. The problem with these ones is that I think we're going to need... well, actually, yeah. So when the sea level lowers, look how much closer this span is. We can easily bridge this span. We just need it to, you know, lower permanently before we can do that. All right, what are you? You are full. You got nobody to grab your stuff. Did those two workers... or those engineers, they're doing the thing. Okay. Okay, so now I have the 3 people to run the junk collector if I were to do that. I'm a little concerned with our water now, though. I don't want to fall behind on the water production, but I don't think we have the wood economy to keep up. Although, there's a bunch of wood right there. I just don't think we have the economy for it, though, you know? Because... well, what does the wood boiler take? Was that 6? That might be doable. Oh, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. It is hard to say. I wish I could have more. You know what? I'm going to prioritize this. No buildings built to gather this? What do you mean? What do you mean? Gosh, there's like so much stuff around that I'm having a hard time deciding what I want to focus on. Oh, I need this metal boat to be done. And then, you know what, let's go double day speed. Festivity for the people? A feast? Okay, so get some influence. Get some loyalty. Just lose loyalty. We don't have goods. Okay. I feel like influence is probably a good thing to have right now, because then we can just order people to do things. You know what I mean?
You achieve your goals.
Okay, good. You are gathering water. Actually, that is what I like to see. Gather that water. They can get up there. I think they have been getting up there, so that's fine. I need to make better use of this space right here. Okay, we're gathering from here. Okay, yeah, we got some sand. I think that's what these are. Yeah. Sand isn't something we're going to need right now. In fact, maybe I should low priority that. Because we don't really use any of that yet. Let's clear out all the stuff we know we're going to use. Okay. Just because sand is used for things like concrete. Right? So down here, like concrete foundations. Like, look at that. Look at how expensive those are. 100 sand for tall concrete foundations. Now, you do get a way to produce sand. Put in 16 fuel, get 10 sand out. Tools production. Wood presser. Ooh, okay, so this makes wood out of junk. Interesting. It almost seems like you could hypothetically choose to focus on a single one of these base resources and then create the other one from that. Because if you look, there's also other things like a recycling center. Ooh. Oh no, I don't have the metal for it. Metal dredger, don't have the metal for it. Metal smelter, also don't have the metal for. Advanced storage, this might be worth it. This is a 2x2 building, I believe.
Hi, Mike. You see,
But it gives like plus 200 is 600 capacity, whereas these ones are only 200 capacity each. So in the same footprint, you get an extra 200 capacity. Might have to think about that. Okay. Oh, what do we want to get to? I need to make something in this line, I believe, in order to even think about getting there. Advanced storage seems like a good one. Is there anything else more pressing that I don't want to overlook? We're going to make... You know what? I should just make a metal boat right now. Sorry, I'm taking all your sailors. And I'm going to make a metal boat. And we are going to staff you full. And that should start bringing us in... what do we want to prioritize? The sea level is going to come back up. And it kind of shows you where it's going to come back up to. So we're going to prioritize this stuff. Because that should be the first metal that we have access to.
Brace yourselves! The water is rising!
So this is another thing, the sea level rising. You'd be able to like call all your citizens back to safety if they were down below. They'd frantically run to get to where they need to go. See, here you go. Here's the trader that I was talking about, right? So you can let's see what they got, right? Water for goods. We are okay with water for now. Fuel for goods. We're not even using the fuel we need right now, or we have. I love the tools. I don't have 18. Oh, we don't have anything. Just seems bad. But I think I have to. I don't need the fuel enough to justify giving away almost all of my goods. You know? Like if this was metal, like this metal, I think it'd be a no-brainer. So we're just going to have to do that for now.
As you say it with confidence,
and as far as research goes,
you are right.
We don't really have anything. I guess if we built this, we could at least... we could at least start cleaning up some of the area on here, like all this stuff. This stuff. So we could do that. The metal boat should get us all this stuff in the outside, so that's that. We can't even get the deflector. Food-wise, I'm running into this issue where I'm kind of running out of people. I need more people.
Work time starts now.
Watchtower. What do you give me? Production speed? Or other leisure? But that's a power building. We could go for better houses. Better houses, they kind of give you... I think they're also 2x4. So the size of 2 shacks. So this encompasses the size of a house. But I believe that this gives you more like safety, more ability to level up the house, which means that you can then your citizens are happier overall, and you start getting more influence and things like that. And then finally, energy. Now we don't have anything realistically worth doing. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go with the advanced storage, just to kind of get something going. Our wood. You're waiting on the dock, but look, it has a little something something. In fact, let's make that high priority as well. that's exciting, getting the metal. We already have some. Okay. 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 Can I just like... Yeah, you can just delete the boats, by the way. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with this. Oh, so that's kind of what I was... When I was looking at this over here, I meant to bring up the fact that eventually, you know, you can do metal supports, concrete supports, so that you can support the buildings and make everything structurally sound. Because remember, this is a physics-based game, and buildings will fall, or if you stress them out too much in the wrong ways, right? So, you know, you could dismantle that and put it in the middle, you know, things like that. So just stuff to think about. You can even dismantle the buildings all the way down and just build them back up however you want, if you wanted to. That's kind of crazy, but that's why I think this game is so cool. I obviously never got that far, but it's definitely something I want to do. Okay, we're already out of wood storage again. Let's hurry up because I want to get this bigger storage. And do I have a good spot for it? You know what else I want to do? Here, I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to put a staircase. Okay, let's get a top-down view. I think if we do that, maybe that. Huh. The camera in this game is a little wonky. Sometimes. Did I totally mess that up? Yes. Yes, I did. That's fine. Okay, no. I just need to go back one, man. Come on, we can do this. I know we can. Okay, then we'll just do this. This is also wholly unnecessary. I'll just, you know, let me just do that. There we go. Stairs allow people to get up and down faster than ladders do. So that's why I did that. I wish I could have put another one there. I guess I probably could have, honestly. Maybe this is the angle I need. Just from a looks perspective, you know? It's not really necessary from a structure perspective, but from a looks perspective, it's highly necessary. Yeah, we're just kind of waiting. What are we waiting on? Advanced storage, because we're running out of space. That's never good. I don't want to build another one when I'm just going to replace those two. Where are you? Let's kind of fill this out. There we go. The only reason I did that is so that I could kind of move things around, because I'd like to move this right here. Because they have like their little slots. You don't want them overlapping, because you get 16 people around these. We have 20, so maybe we should throw in a couple benches. You know what I mean? What if I do... Let's see here. Where's a good spot? Just randomly. I'm just kind of putting them somewhere where... Actually, you know what? What if I move this? There you go. Put that one there. We put another one right here. For now. That way they got plenty of leisure time. Because I think that ultimately affects their happiness as well, right? Getting some leisure. All of these things together add up, right? And I'm super jazzed to see that much metal. Just stripping that container. Perfect. Okay, so once we get the advanced storage, what's the game plan? Water and food. You know, it might be time to start going for the advanced houses, or the wood houses. Metal houses, concrete houses. Can fit 8. Metal houses can fit 5. I wonder if they're the same footprint. Area decorations, right? So it'd be kind of nice. I guess, let's talk like my vision for all this, right? I kind of would love to have, I don't know, districts maybe.
Time to relax.
I don't know if that's like the right word for it. But you know, I'd like to have like a somewhat centralized housing area. And I'd like to have kind of a production area. Like a food area, a water area, a power area. You can only do that as much as the game allows you, right? Like it can only, it spawns what it spawns, and you kind of have to work within the parameters of that. But I think you can technically get this game set up in a way where it's just kind of giving you everything you need.
What a beautiful morning. Okay, time to work.
Okay. So for now, let's do wooden houses. Because I know we're going to end up needing that. And in the meantime, someone build me one of those. Oh, they're happier. Cool. I guess their housing is okay. Their leisure is going up. Perfect.
Construction complete.
Okay, so now
What are we building again?
you can assign people to it? What does that even mean? I wonder what assigning people does. I mean, I've got extra engineers. I want all this stuff to go here. I wonder if I delete it. Maybe if I delete them both, they'll take all this stuff and put it here. That's really cool, though, how you can... I didn't even ever look at this. You can make sure that all of the stuff is centralized. Or, I guess you can... You know, if I have one warehouse just for wood, and all the wood goes there, I have all my wood utilizing structures right around it. Same thing with metal, same thing with junk or whatever, you know? Like have a warehouse per item type. Man, 600 of each? That's so much. You know, I think what I'm going to end up doing, I think I'm going to bridge this gap here. Maybe keep the stairs. You know, bridge it right there, right there, right there. So that... Oh, is this all... No valid clearance? What do you mean? Oh, it's too low? Oh, so there is like a... Well, I mean, it's going to come back, but... But yeah, have all of this stuff in its own container just to make the pickup and delivery easier. So you always know. Like, we have dedicated water storage. And we have dedicated food storage. Well, why not have dedicated all the other resource storage as well? You know what I mean? That's the idea there. Oh man, this is like exciting though.
As long as you say it with confidence.
I feel like we are just a
right.
few more.
Am I right?
Like one more level down of what the tide dropping. Like once it goes to this level permanently, which looks like it's not over here. You can't really see that far ahead. I might need to lower some of these, honestly. Yeah, what if I move you? I'm going to put you right there. So that should never have an issue. I'll move you. I guess right here. If I do it right there, then I can conceivably put something right here if I build that up.
Building completed.
And then they have stuff that they can do. And then I have all this space open for activities. All of our stuff is in here. Perfect.
Research completed.
Somehow the fuel is not in there. Fuel people, what are we doing? Where are you going with fuel? Where are they going? Wooden houses. Okay. Food warehouse. Another 600. That's all. Ooh, I do have metal now, though. You know what? Let's get the wood crane. Just so that we can kind of utilize it, you know? Because, like, this is pretty much cleared off. Oh, who wants more food? Everybody wants more food. What do you mean? This can't hold fuel? I don't understand that error here. So we're gonna again give the sailors more food. Just because they're already the closest ones. And we need to get somebody to 15, right? I need to understand why the fuel can't go in here. I don't understand this. Am I just gonna make like a fuel storage? Like they're freaking out. They don't know what to do.
Time to relax and think about tomorrow's work.
I don't understand. I don't understand why I can't do it. If you know why they can't do it, let me know down below.
I'm joking.
I am just at a loss.
So really,
assign these people back. So that in the morning they have something to do. Where are they even getting this fuel from? And why can't they put it
brace
here?
yourselves! The water is rising!
I just don't get it. Okay, you guys are not helping me out here. I know at a certain level we get maybe it requires, oh, look at that. We got this happiness. Oh, we got somebody to 15 and didn't even care. Presumably we got whatever it was. But we do unlock the leader trait. So water production, or water buildings get 15 production speed, and fuel-based desalinator gets 1 production output. Okay, that's cool. I'm not complaining. When we get here, there's a long period of rain, so our water will, you know,
work time
plus itself up,
now.
presumably. Okay, well, I think we're going to go ahead. We're at kind of a good spot here. I think I'm going to call this episode. I know it maybe didn't seem like a lot, but we got this whole building pretty much gutted. We did a lot of research, including the crane. You know, let's just throw a crane up before we end. Why not? I don't even know where it is. Crane. Okay. Yeah, let's just do that. So we'll do that. And then, what's the last bit of research we should get before we sign off? Do I want to get the metal gathering hut? Maybe that's worth it. I'm concerned we don't have the workforce for it, really. I guess one person's better than none, right? But, or do I get the metal crane? You know what? Let's just research the metal crane. We're just going to get crazy with it. And how do you like people? 70, 80, 90.
Construction complete.
Okay, so it needs an engineer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna assign one of you. You can have a sailor, but we're gonna put an engineer up there. And with that, I think we're going to call it. Hopefully next episode we can do a little bit more expansion. I imagine that we're going to eventually get a tide lowering eventually. But if not, you know, now that we do get a little bit of... now that we do have a little bit of metal, it's probably... Oh, we need tools for this? Really? Wow. Biscuit yellow crates. My goodness. We'll figure out the metal supports. We're going to get the metal supports. We're going to build some bridges. And we're going to start extracting more and more resources. Maybe I'll build a bunch more metal boats. Send people out to them. You know, get stuff. Like, this is just screaming for me to just clear it all off and use all the resources for myself. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to do all that in the next episode. So I hope if you're even here this late that you hit subscribe and that you like what you're seeing. And with that out of the way, we'll see you in the next one.